I want to kind of talk to you a little bit more about our down the field throws. And so, we can turn our down the field throws into play action just by flash in the back, mesh in the back. And so for us, it doesn't matter either way. We just want to make sure we have concepts that we're good at, concepts we can motion to, shift to, but don't change the quarterback's reads. Still give him his rhythm throw, and then his yes, no, and then go to his progression. One of our staples that in our program that we feel like we can get to a bunch of different ways, add different tags, but really it's kind of a triangle curl flat principle, which is chin. And I'm going to show you a few variations of this. But it's a 3x1 route concept off of what we do. So, if we want the Y in, and then we're here, the back always knows he's a check down away from the chin side. So chin's always ran to the field. We usually tag verts to it. I could tag spy the backside. We could run a glance if we think we're getting a lot of rotational from the backside safety. He can give him any kind of conversion route over here he wants to, but let's just say, we're working verts, and that'll be a yes, no for him. If he likes it, he's going to take it. If he doesn't like it, then he's coming off. But the back's a protection, so right here we'd probably give a Ringo call, and then the back's a check down there. So if the wheel tries to get underneath this, then the back should be there, and now the quarterback's going to move up in the pocket and just take his check down. All right, to the field, so we're running chin. So number 3 has got a vertical through the seam. All right, so if they're in too high, he's going to hold that safety and try to get that mic to try to rail him and run with him so he doesn't get under the curl. And then on the outside, we're pushing up, and then we're on a 5-yard out. If we're normal split, then the Z will stem it inside, get vertical, and then he's running a curl off the flat defender, okay? So, basically, if it's one high, he's got a yes, no over here, corner off, he likes it, he takes it. If he goes to the concept side, then he's going to peek this first down that hash to see if we can get it. If not, then it goes to curl flat principle. It's this guy's responsibility to keep leverage on the corner. So if we got a nickel here, then he's going to read it out from the nickel, okay? If we get a cover 2, all right, so let's say we're getting, a little bit of this, cover 2, off of it, which he can give him whatever he wants on the backside, all right? So, but we want to do a really good job of pulling this, and then now we're working to curl off the nickel. If the nickel now tries to work here or work flat, he's probably going to work curl, so we should be getting it in that second window. So we do a really good job of trying to give our guys every look possible that they can get. We could change the concept on the backside if we're getting cover 2. He could stroke it on the backside so we could get the back out. He can fast it. We can run like a stem corner to the other side. We got a lot of different variations that we can add to that are answers for them. Now, the other thing that we do like also is now when we add these tags, it just changes things. So when you look in our passing game, if you got the number 3 receiver, number 2 receiver, and the number 1 receiver, if we ever want 1 and 2 to switch responsibilities, then we add a twist tag. If we ever want 3 and 2, then we add a switch tag, all right? So I'm going to leave that up there because I want you to see this. All right, so let's go 3x1. All right, there's the Y, the H, and the Z, okay? We know we're doing verts, whatever we want on the backside. But if we call chin switch, then that means 2 and 3 are switching. We run normal chin, 3's the seam, he's the out. So now it's going to put him on the seam, and now it's going to put him on the out. He's still on the curl. So it just gives us another way to run it, all right? And plus it helps us get some different matchups. If we want to twist it, all right, then we'll motion the Z in off the twist, all right? So now they're going to swap responsibilities, okay? And then now what it's going to do is it's going to put number 3 in the flat. Now what we're doing is when we call twist, he's going to be in now. He's got the stem, he's got the curl, and now he's in the flat. And it's just there's 3 different ways of running it, all right? Getting the ball to 3 different people. We don't have to change the protection. We can do whatever we want on the backside, but it gives us different variations based off of what we think we might see. We like to motion in off of man coverage, give us a beat on what we're getting. And then that's a big concept for us, chop. So if we run chop for us, it's a 2x2 route. The back is always a check down to the field side. So if that's the boundary and this is the field over here, we'll displace him there, all right? He's got a corner, so on chop, corners with speed outs, okay? And then the tailback now is a check down at 7 yards, okay? Now, anytime we add a tag to it, so if we said chop H, okay, that tells the guy that we chopped to. Everybody else is still running the same concept. Now it just tells him he's going to run a corner post. So we're going to isolate that safety, okay? So if it's chop H here, if we call chop Y, then that means he would be on the corner post and he would just stay on his chop, okay? If we run chop X, X is over here, okay? So what that means is he's going no depth corner and now we're running scissors off of it, okay? So we have different variations, but we don't have to change the name of the route. We just change who's running it, and then our kids understand who's about to run it. If we go chop T, you know, we don't want him running scissors. We just want to outrun the Mike because they're going to hold the safeties here on the corner route. They're going to vacate, and now he's one-on-one on the Mike. So we had chop T. We're running the T through the seam. Now, one thing we teach on the outside, especially with the quarterback, look, when in doubt, just throw the speed out. So if they go one high and you don't like the chop because these corners are on a divider, then just come down, okay? But what we tell these guys is they're on a 4-step speed out. As soon as they turn their head, if they don't get the ball, then they're going to reverse field back inside, back to the quarterback. So that's been really big for us in the red zone also, okay? Now, fire and flame is another concept that I guess everybody used to call it in, you know, air raid offense 95, so which is Y cross. But for us, you know, we call it fire and flame. So if we're doing it out of 11 personnel, we'll fast the back or we'll flash the back out. So he's gone. And we call it fire. So that means the Y cross is coming from the right, which tells the back to go to the right. We can run option on the backside. We can run any kind of concept we want. Okay, but we like to run option. So he's got a more route. He's got an option route. He's under 1/2. All right, read it as capped, uncapped off the hash to whether I may take it or I'm going to flatten it off. On the backside, we got a post curl. So now if I'm the quarterback, we get one high. I'll peek this. If I don't like it, all right, if I don't like it, then now I'm going to work curl flat here. I got a free release with the back out. If it's too high, I want to work the option side, that's fine, or I can work the safety to that side, okay? So if I'm working the option side and I know I'm not going to get it based off the corners down, I'm looking for that hole shot, safety gets over the top, then now we got to beat the Mike, and that's where his read goes, okay? So one high, I mean, I always tell them they never hardly ever cover the post curl, you know, and so these guys have got a great opportunity to get open, and that ain't nothing but a curl flat principle. Get too high, then I can read the option side or whatever I've got to that side off the front side safety.